Hey guys, this is Jason, aka the Fat Goblin, and I am here opening a commander deck for Lorwyn Eclipsed. Today we are opening the Blight Curse deck, which is red, green, black, otherwise known as Jummed. And this deck is all about negative 1/1 counters, draining and unleashing creature combos. And I'll check this out. And as always, if you like the content you are seeing, definitely hit that like and subscribe. I post a lot of Magic stuff, as this is primarily the game that I play. You might have some other unboxings, but it'll probably most likely be Magic related. Alright, so let's look at our commanders for this deck. So we got Anti-Ool, Curse Wretch, Ward Blight 2, 4-drop for 4. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on a creature, draw a card if you control that creature. If you don't control it, its controller loses 1 life. Then we have the Reaper King No More. He's a 3-drop, 3/3. When Reaper enters, put a 1/1 counter on up to 2 target creatures. Whenever a creature an opponent controls with a 1/1 counter, negative 1/1 counter on it dies, you can put that card into the battlefield under your control. Do this only once each turn. That seems pretty good. That seems like it might be the fun way to play this deck. I don't think Anti-Ool is as much fun, but to each their own. Let's see. Let's go through the deck here. Oh, we got a Tree of Perdition. Interesting. Oh, got a Noble Hierarch. It's pretty good. Mask of Guru, Grave Titan, Vraska, Scorpion God, Ileana, Death Wielder, Exile Zenith. Decks are, I gotta say, these decks are pretty solid right out of the box. Like, honestly, the biggest thing here is probably the amount of lands that come into play tapped, which, like I said before in other videos, you know, it's not the worst thing, but it will kind of hurt you if you are playing against a real ramp heavy deck, or a deck that's really more than just the precon. So that's something to consider when you're putting these decks together, is checking out the fixing. It's usually the first thing I do with these is go through and evaluate if it's worth it to have a specific land in there over another one. Obviously, dual land, shock lands, fetch lands are the primo lands you want in a commander deck, but if you don't have access to those, these are kind of like cheaper alternatives to that. But if you can upgrade, you probably should. Like these Gruul lands, they're not the greatest. I mean, once you get them out and they tap for 2 mana, but it kind of sets you back in the fact that you have to bounce a land to play those, and they come into play tapped as well. So it kind of makes for a slower game, which sometimes in Commander, that's not out of the realm of possibility, but doesn't exactly make the game, can make the game really unfun if you are not having a good game with all of your lands coming to play tapped and your opponent's getting them untapped. So you may set yourself up to be at a disadvantage, which is never a great feel in Magic when you don't get to play the game that you spent all your money on. So that's my take on these. These are pretty solid decks. Both of them are the Dance of the Elements as well as the Blight Curse. They look pretty awesome. I'm excited to dig into them and upgrade them, as well as checking out the other potential commanders from this set. Comment below, let me know what your favorite of these 2 commander decks are. The decks you're looking forward to building for Commander or any other format. There are some really good cards in the set, and I'm pretty excited to play it. And as always, Take care, and I will see you next time.